Hey, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to find the perfect SBA lender for your trucking business. Now, the SBA has released over 30 years of SBA loan data. They did this in 4 big Excel files, made this publicly available with millions of rows of SBA loan data. And we took this data and we cleaned it up a bit, narrowed it down to the last 5.5 years so we can look at more recent trends. And we got it into a format that allows you to really slice and dice the data in a bunch of different ways. And ultimately, what it's going to allow you to do is find an SBA lender that has made the most loans to trucking businesses in your particular stage of business. So whether that's a startup or acquiring an existing trucking business, and in your particular state and geography, you'll be able to find the top SBA lender that meets your specific criteria. And so I'm going to show you how to do that with this tool here. But first you might be thinking, why don't I just take the list of the top SBA lenders in the country and kind of narrow down by which ones operate in my area and just go in that order to find a good SBA lender. And that's a reasonable strategy. And actually, I spent 10 years as an SBA lender myself. And during that time, if we had a client that came to us that was outside of our lending territory, our geography, that's what I would suggest. I'd say, go grab the list and just kind of work your way down until you find a lender that you can find a bank in your area. But what I think I've realized is that we probably sent a lot of people on a wild goose chase because it turns out that SBA lenders specialize. And so we're going to be able to see here that just because they're the top SBA lender volume-wise, they may not love trucking startups, or they may not love trucking acquisition loans, or have expertise in that area. And so this will really allow you to narrow down and find the right lender for you. So we're going to put a link in the description of the video below to be able to use this tool yourself, so you'll be able to do your own sorting. But I'm just going to give you an example here and show you how the tool works. Okay, so to start with, we have no filters to start with. This is just all SBA loans over the last 5.5 years. With no filters, and we can see that Huntington National Bank is by far the top SBA lender in the country over this time period, with 19,720 loans compared to 9,238 loans of the next closest SBA lender. So over double the number of loans. So you'd think, Huntington Bank must be the bank that we should go to, right? And so what we're going to be able to find out here is that may not always be the case. And so let's start narrowing down here. And so if we start typing trucking, you'll be able to see some different types of trucking. So I'm going to look at, we're going to look at long distance trucking. Okay. So this would be loans to long haul truck drivers. And what we see here is that, yes, in fact, Huntington National Bank is still by far the dominant lender here in this industry. Now let's take a look at some other filters here. So this business age allows you to filter even more. And so if you wanted to look at, if you're looking to acquire an existing trucking business, you'd want to select change of ownership. That means that the SBA loan was used to change the ownership in the business, meaning it's an acquisition loan. Or if you are a brand new trucking startup, this option right down here, startup loan funds will open business. That's what you want to select. And what we'll see is that this list here may come in a different order based on how we select these options. So let's look at trucking acquisition loans first. Okay, what we find here is that no SBA lenders are doing many SBA loans to acquire long-haul trucking businesses. That's pretty interesting and surprising, but really informative if you're looking to do an acquisition loan. We don't see Huntington show up anywhere on the list here for a trucking acquisition loan. Now let's just look at trucking startups instead. Okay, so if we're a trucking startup, we can see that Huntington is again top of the list, 72. Much higher volume than the next closest. Now, let's say we want to look at a specific state though. Let's say we're going to operate out of Texas. Now, maybe, this could show us a bit of a different option as well. So yeah, when we look at Texas, it could be that Huntington does not operate in the state of Texas. And so we can see that if we're looking for a startup trucking loan in the state of Texas, Lyft Fund is our best option with 2 SBA loans for startup trucking businesses. Now let's just remove the startup option and just look at Texas trucking loans as a whole. We can see that Wells Fargo is by far the largest trucking SBA lender. And again, Huntington does not even show up on the top 10 list here. So again, this is really important to keep from kind of that wild goose chase of, you need to narrow down and find your unique set of circumstances, your stage of business, your industry, your location, and then find which SBA lenders look like they have the most experience, because that's who's most likely to help you get approved, in my opinions. I hope this has been helpful. If it has, we'd love it if you gave us a like on the video and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be coming out with more SBA loan data that's hopefully helpful to you as well. While you're down there, in the description of the video below, you'll also notice we have a trucking financial projection template. That's what we do. We help clients create projections. That's why we're called Projection Hub. And a lot of times our clients are looking for an SBA loan, and that's why they need a set of projections for the bank. And so if that's you, we'd love it if you would give our trucking projection template a try. Use it to create a set of projections to go along with a business plan to send to your bank with your loan application. If you have any questions about that at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at support@projectionhub.com. Thanks.